and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Joke Rogers. On the program today, former acting Vice-Chancellor of the Obafemi Awolowo University, Professor Anthony Elujoba, is rearranged for his alleged role in the misappropriation of 1.4 billion naira. The Nigerian Air Force commissions a liquid oxygen plant in Adamawa State to boost logistics in the war on terror. And later, Governor Udom Emmanuel preaches peace and violence-free politicking amongst residents of Akwa Ibom State. Well, the maritime workers appear not to be pleased with the nation's federal lawmakers. They have taken to the streets in Lagos to protest the move by the National Assembly to repeal the act establishing the Nigerian Ports Authority. In a bill which originates from the Assembly, the lawmakers are seeking to repeal the NPA Act 2004 and establish the Nigerian Ports and Harbours Authority. The bill is aimed at providing for the ownership, management and development of ports and harbours and for related matters. However, the workers say that the bill, if passed, will lead to a loss of jobs in the sector, as the reform targets concessioning of the operations of ports and harbours in the country. While the management of the University of Benin says it's looking into a complaint over fees charged postgraduate students as a prerequisite to defending their thesis. The students are kicking against the 30,000 naira charged postgraduate diploma students, 60,000 naira charged master's students, and 90,000 naira charged PhD students by the institution. The public relations officer of the institution, Michael Osasuyi, says the fees were as a result of the decision of the University Council in 2016 and that the fees are considerate if viewed in the light of what obtains elsewhere.
In the university, things are done accordingly. Nobody wakes up to take a decision without council's approval. And there is a council's decision on all of these matters that concerns the postgraduate studies. When you go elsewhere, outside the University of Benin, you come to appreciate the University of Benin that we are very considerate when it comes to whatever we are doing here. And so I want to assure them that the matter is being looked into. The University of Benin has not increased fees. Whatever the postgraduate students are talking about was the council's decision October 2016 and not even the school fees or the tuition, as the case may be. It takes a lot to train a postgraduate student. And the University of Benin is first at doing that, which is very, very important and relevant.
The Nigerian Army has assured the University of Maiduguri that more support in terms of security and protection of students and infrastructure. The Acting General Officer commanding that's GOC 7th Division of the Nigerian Army, Brigadier General Ibrahim Yusufu, gave the pledge when he paid a courtesy call on the Vice-Chancellor of the University, Professor Ibrahim Jodi, in his office in the Borno State capital. He sympathized with the university on the recent suicide bomber attacks on the institution and commended the staff and the VC for holding forth during the period. In the meantime, staying with security in the northeast, the Nigerian Air Force is providing solutions to a challenge that has slowed down its air operations in Adamawa State. The Air Force has commissioned a liquid oxygen gas plant in Yola, the Adamawa State capital, to improve the supply of liquid oxygen pilots in the operations against Boko Haram terrorists. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, said liquid oxygen is necessary for the survival of fighter pilots during high-altitude operations.
The Air Force is looking inward to solving a challenge that has slowed down its air operations in Adamawa State. Its supply of liquid oxygen needed for pilots fighting insurgents will now come directly from this plant in Yola, the state capital. The Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Abubakar Sadiq, in the company of the Adamawa State Governor, Muhammad Jibrila, says that the oxygen is crucial to the effectiveness of the fighter pilots during operations.
Over time, a lot of resources have been expended in the purchase of liquid oxygen, sometimes from as far a place as Kaduna and Kano. On several occasions, its unavailability has even hindered air operations. It is out of this necessity that the current leadership in the Nigerian Air Force had to ensure that this essential requirement is provided for fighter pilots so that the Nigerian Air Force can be more effective in the conduct of air operations.
The state governor congratulates the Air Force for the achievement which will serve both the aircraft and hospital in the state.
The Air Force is going extra miles by even providing such an important source of Air Force liquid oxygen that helps the aircraft, and also you can use it in our hospitals. And it's no more a history that Adamawa State have already declared state of emergency on health, and I'm sure we are going to use this plant in order to assist some of the activities we will do in the hospitals.
The Air Force and its host community are optimistic that this initiative and other similar ones will foster better civil-military relations in the region as they hope to sustain the peace that has returned.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Navy is seeking more manpower to increase security platforms across the coast of the Niger Delta region of the country. The flag officer commanding Eastern Naval Command was speaking at the end of a familiarization tour to some formations that terminated at the NNS Victory Jetty in Calabar, the Cross River State capital. According to him, with the recurring and new emerging threats witnessed on the waterways, there's a need for improved and sophisticated manpower for constant surveillance on the waters.
The state government has security apparatus in place in collaboration with other security agencies led by the police, whose constitutional responsibility it is to look after such bandits. But I assure you that within the creeks where we operate, for whatever information we get as regards any of those outlets, we are going to root them out. Platforms, equipment, manpower, they are recurrent challenges, and that's why from time to time we try to think through how to solve them. You know, there's the Nigerian Navy Transformation Plan, from which the Chief of Naval Staff Strategic Directive emanated from. A lot of effort is being made to ensure that we function effectively.
There was pandemonium at the Osun State High Court today as the acting Vice Chancellor of the Obafemi Awolowo University, Professor Anthony Elujoba, was rearraigned in court for alleged misappropriation of funds amounting to 1.4 billion naira. The supporters are in court to show solidarity with the Vice Chancellor, who they say is being persecuted by forces against his appointment. However, the decision of the judge to adjourn ruling on the bail application and remand the ex-acting VC in prison custody at the Ilesha prison till July the 19th infuriated members of the OAU community who had stormed the court expecting his release on bail.